My aunt and uncle spent years controlling every decision I made, from what I wore, to where I went, to the career they wanted to force on me. They thought I was weak, quiet, easy to manipulate. But what they didn't know was that I was patiently collecting every lie, every threat, every plan they had for my life, and the day I turned 22, I turned their entire world upside down. Hey, I'm Madison Cole, and this is the story of how I took back my freedom from the people who tried to shape me into their personal puppet. It's messy, it's emotional, and trust me, it's the kind of revenge that doesn't need fists. Just intelligence, timing, and a quiet smile when everything finally falls into place. I grew up believing my aunt and uncle were the kindest people alive. After my parents died in a car accident when I was 10, they took me in. Everyone said they were heroes for raising me. The town respected them, their friends praised them, and I was expected to be grateful constantly. But the truth, taking me in didn't make them heroes. It made them my owners. They controlled everything, and I mean everything. My clothes, my grades, my friends, my schedule. They even read my text messages under the excuse of keeping me safe. Whenever I questioned anything, they guilt-tripped me. After everything we've done for you, Madison, you owe us this. You wouldn't survive without us. You're too emotional to make your own decisions. And I believed it. For a long time, I believed every word. When I turned 17, I discovered something by accident. I was cleaning out a drawer in my uncle's home office, organizing paperwork like he'd ordered me to, when I found a file labeled Cole Guardianship Financials. Inside were bank statements, accounts under my name, money I didn't know existed, insurance payouts, savings my parents left me. A trust fund worth almost $180,000. Money that was supposed to be mine, but every withdrawal had my uncle's signature. Every expense wasn't for me. They were using my parents' money to fund their lifestyle, the vacations, the new SUV, my aunt's spa memberships. I remember sitting on the carpet in that office, my hands shaking so badly I could barely hold the pages. That was the first time I realized they weren't caretakers. They were thieves. College applications came next, but not from me. I wasn't even allowed to choose. My aunt placed a stack of forms in front of me at dinner one night. You'll be studying nursing. It's stable, and we've already contacted a few programs. I stared at her. I don't want to be a nurse. She didn't even look up from her plate. It's not about what you want. It's what's best for you. And frankly, what's best for us, too. For them, not me. They needed a stable future income they could control, and I was their investment. That night, I cried silently into my pillow, but something in me changed. The girl who used to break under pressure started paying attention. I didn't scream. I didn't rebel. I didn't argue. I pretended to agree with everything. Yeah, nursing sounds great. You're right. I need guidance. Thanks for looking out for me. They ate it up, my uncle especially. The man loved control more than anything. And the more they relaxed, the more freedom I gained to plan my revenge. I spent the next 3 years documenting everything. Every unauthorized withdrawal. Every message where they manipulated me. Every controlling argument. Every moment they tried to force their decisions on me. Screenshots, voice recordings, legal documents. I built a case, quietly, patiently, and I waited. When I turned 22, the trust fund legally transferred to me. But my aunt and uncle didn't know that. They thought they still controlled it. Perfect. I invited them to a celebration dinner, just like their fake smiles liked so much. They sat at the table, wine glasses full, acting like royalty. My uncle said, "So, Maddie, we already submitted your nursing school forms. You're starting in fall." I smiled, politely actually. "I have something to show you." I placed a folder on the table. Their expressions shifted immediately. Inside printouts of every bank withdrawal, they made a full spreadsheet I built showing where my money went. The legal statute detailing guardianship misuse, and the final page, the notice of trust fund transfer to me alone. My uncle's face drained of color. My aunt's fork clattered onto her plate. My voice didn't shake. "Not this time. You didn't raise me. You managed me. And you used my parents' deaths to fund your lives. But that ends tonight." My aunt stuttered, "M. Madison, you're misunderstanding. No, you're under investigation." Before they could speak again, I slid my phone across the table. On screen was the recorded call ID made with a lawyer 2 days earlier, confirming that a full financial exploit case had been initiated, and that my guardianship files were under review. My uncle's jaw clenched so hard his face turned red. He whispered, "You ungrateful little..." I raised my hand calmly. Finish that sentence, please. I'd love to play it for the investigators. He fell silent. That night, I packed my things, and walked out of their house forever. They begged, then threatened, then cried. I didn't turn back once. My aunt and uncle aren't in jail, but they under financial restrictions and court monitoring their reputation in our community. Ruined, the selfless caretakers were exposed as manipulators who stole a grieving orphan's money. People avoid them now, their friends pulled away, their pride shattered. And me, I used the remaining money to study psychology, not nursing at a university I chose. I got therapy. I healed. I built a life far away from their control. Sometimes revenge isn't loud. Sometimes it's just reclaiming your life so completely that the people who once controlled you no longer matter. This is your reminder. Anyone who tries to control you fears the moment you finally understand your worth, and when you rise, their power ends completely. Thanks for listening to my story.